Hey, welcome to the Explainer. With AI getting smarter every day, there's this one human skill that's becoming, well, absolutely essential. Today, we're going to break it down. It's called extreme agency. All right, so here's what we've got on tap. We're going to dive into what extreme agency really is, why it's basically our secret weapon in this new AI world, how you can build it, and how it plays out from the classroom all the way to your career. So first things first, what in the world is extreme agency? I know it sounds a little like an action movie title, right? But it's actually much more of a personal mindset, a way of operating. This quote just nails it. It's not about waiting around for the wind to change and then tweaking your sails. Nope. Agency is about grabbing that ship's wheel yourself and deciding where you're going. So to put it another way, it's about choosing to be the author of your own story, not just a character following someone else's script. It's that big shift from being passive to being, well, powerfully proactive. And you can really see the difference in mindset here. On one side, you have the passive learner, right? They wait for instructions, stick to the rubric like glue. They just complete the assignment. But the student with agency, totally different ballgame. They don't just do the assignment, they challenge it. They reimagine it. Maybe they even invent a better one. Okay, so why is this such a big deal right now? Why are we talking about this now? Well, a huge part of the answer has to do with the elephant in the room, artificial intelligence. And this is the absolute key difference. Look, AI is a genius at execution. It can summarize, it can predict, it can chew through data like nothing else. But, and this is a big but, what it can't do is come up with a purpose in the first place. That's still our job. That's the human part. So if this is so important, how do we actually, get it? Well, it turns out the university classroom is the perfect place to start. Think of it like a safe laboratory for leadership where you can take risks and the stakes are real, but, not life or death. Let's make this real. I want to show you a few examples of students who really got this, who took ordinary assignments and just turned them into something else. Okay, first up, May. She didn't just follow the assignment. She completely upgraded its purpose. She looked around, saw a real problem right there on campus, and used the project as a way to actually solve it. That's what agency looks like. And then you've got Arun. He was supposed to do a slideshow. Boring. Instead, he turns the whole thing into a multi-sensory experience. In that moment, he wasn't just a presenter anymore. He became a leader, actually guiding his classmates through something he created. Totally different. And check this out. This is a brilliant little exercise for building agency. When students start writing their own quiz questions, the whole dynamic shifts. They're not just being tested anymore. They're now part of their own evaluation, taking real ownership of the stuff they're learning. But here's the thing. Building this kind of agency, it's not just on the student. It demands a huge shift from the teacher too. You have to go from being a commander barking orders to more of a conductor, orchestrating the whole thing. Yeah, the whole goal is to do less of the obvious work. Instead of just giving all the answers, you're crafting these situations where students can't help but be curious. You're intentionally leaving gaps for them to step into and fill themselves. And this student's reflection just says it all. I thought leadership meant controlling people. Now I know it means creating space. Wow. That's it, right? Real agency, real leadership. It's not about control. It's about empowering other people by creating opportunities for them. So what happens next? What happens when this mindset leaves the classroom and steps out into the real world, into a career? Well, the impact is pretty huge. It's a skill that scales up perfectly. A student who learns how to direct a simple classroom discussion is literally practicing the exact same skills they'll need to lead a project meeting at work. The classroom is basically rehearsal for the boardroom or the lab or, well, anywhere really. And that brings us right back to Lila. Remember her? Her tech failed. Everything went wrong. And she had this incredible realization. I realized no one could give me permission to fix it. I just had to start. That's the core lesson of agency, right there in that moment. You don't wait for permission. You just start. So let's wrap this up. We're in a world where the machines are getting really, really good at handling the how. That means our value, the human value, is all about the why. It's our ability to set the direction, to decide what actually matters. That's what makes us essential. And that leaves us with one final pretty big question for you to think about. What will you decide to steer?